Growing up, we didn't have much, but my mom taught me some powerful money lessons. Growing up, we didn't have much. I even picked up bottles and cans for money. No designer clothes, no flashy labels, no fancy anything. But watching my mom growing up, I learned some powerful money lessons. And that's what this video is all about today. I wanted to share some incredible, simple, powerful money lessons that I learned just watching my mom growing up. Okay, so before I dive into these money lessons, these powerful, simple money lessons that I learned from my mom, I just want to say firstly that I am so grateful and I feel very blessed that I grew up poor. And I know it's nothing like poverty, like what my mom had experienced, being born in Vietnam and living through the Vietnam War. But I do feel incredibly grateful that I experienced what life is like having a lot less, because I learned so many powerful money lessons that these type of lessons are not taught in your traditional education and schooling. So lesson number one, and I truly believe this one is simple but so incredibly powerful. My mom was never flashy. If anything, even when she got to a point in her life where she was well off, she still was not flashy in any sort of way. She was, we've probably all heard of the term keeping up with the Joneses. That was definitely not my mom. She drove a beater car for the longest time. It was a reliable car. It got her to and from work. And even when she was successful in her business, she was still driving that same car. So I feel was such an incredibly powerful example. My mom did not believe in showing off or being flashy, and even though she was not Christian at the time, I believe that is such a representation of how Christians should be. I hate to use the word should, and it's not to say that Christians aren't, we can't enjoy the finer things in life, and it's not to say that we can't enjoy luxuries that life has to offer. It just means that we aren't using what we've been given, what we've been blessed with by the Lord, to show off, to be flashy, to be like, look at me, look at what I have, and we're actually called to be humble, right? And so I feel incredibly blessed that my mom, just by modeling being frugal and not flashy, that she gave me the best representation of modeling to steward what we have. And when we are blessed, that we don't need to show off and show to the world, like, look at me, this is what I have. Or worse off, not having the funds, but yet trying to portray or show off, or to live up, again, going back to that saying, keeping up with the Joneses, when you truly don't even have that wealth, for example. Like, I feel like so many, especially in this day and age, we buy these brand name clothes or these, expensive luxury bags, and just trying to show off to people that actually really do not care about our, financial well-being or future. And that's not to anybody's fault, because it's not anybody else's responsibility to care about our future, right? But that's the problem, and that's where a lot of us fail, is like we're trying to have all these things, purchase all these things to impress people that really don't care, right? And it is our own responsibility to care enough for our financial future, our financial stability, to not have this feeling or sense of need to portray or buy things to impress people at our own financial stability, our future, right? And so what I took from that was very powerful for me, because I never ever felt like the need to go and spend a few $1,000s on a bag just to look like I'm rich or impress people. I never felt the need to like buy expensive brand name clothes when I didn't have the ability to do so. And then when I did have the ability to do so, yes, I purchased a luxury item for myself, and it was truly for me, right? To be able to enjoy the comfort of that particular luxury item. But I didn't do it to try to impress other people, or keeping up with the Joneses, or chasing, I don't know, impressions or whatever. Instead, I got it from a place where I felt like, okay, I've been disciplined, I have saved, I have invested, so much, and now I'm going to allow myself to enjoy a little reward, and not have any guilt about it. But for me, the older I get now, truly, the less and less that I care about materialistic things. For me, it's more about experiences now, like taking a trip, like a destination that is like on my bucket list. So what I learned is real wealth is quiet. Real wealth does not need validation. It is not loud, and it is not performative. True wealth, and not even just in the dollar sense, but true wealth is peace, it's stability, and it's security. And true wealth and true peace is truly when you're in a place where you don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. And another powerful lesson in watching my mom model frugality and not needing to be flashy is that even when you have the ability to do so, doesn't mean that you should just go ahead and buy it because you can. There is a great discipline and a true power when you do have the ability to buy something, but you choose not to. And frugal does not mean that you are broke. Frugal does not mean that you are cheap, because that's the one thing that I can 100% say about my mom, was that she was not cheap. Well, maybe cheap on herself, but she gave and spent intentionally. She, number one, knew where her money was going, and secondly, she prioritized having financial stability and security in place first. She paid herself first always, and that is the key. Because the fact is, actually, most of us, and we are all guilty of it at some point in our lives, or we are consistently guilty of it, is we actually pay everyone else first before we pay ourselves. And that's where the big financial failure happens, is when we fail to pay ourselves first and we pay everybody else. And that means in purchasing stuff, buying stuff, spending here. The thing is, if we have the discipline to pay ourselves first, and that money is like it doesn't exist because it's gone. We've paid ourselves, and then in our minds that money is gone, and we spend what is left, then we are creating our financial security. So I'll end it for today, for today's Monday Money Financial Wisdom. Start with the basics. Choosing to not live our lives trying to impress people who really don't care about us. That the money that we're been using, we need to change, that we've been using to try to impress other people. Instead, take that money and invest it. Okay, and if you're wondering, well, where do I start in investing? I will have another video for that, and we'll talk about that in another video. But just start by paying yourself first. Cut out any unnecessary spending and pay yourself first. Every time you get paid, pay yourself first. And then, like I said earlier, that money where you used to pay yourself first has to be like it's then non-existent. Okay, so that's the key. Because if you're always dipping into what is your savings for your future, you're never going to have savings for your future, right? So the main lesson here is really about stewardship, because if we aren't able to currently steward what we have already been given, what we currently have, how can we steward more? Okay, so learn how to steward what you currently have first, and then work on creating more. Redefine what wealth truly looks like, and that is peace, joy, and health. So I'll end this video by just giving you a final reminder that wisdom is power, and when we acquire wisdom, we can create our own freedom and our own life on purpose, with a purpose. And it is truly our responsibility to get that wisdom. And if you have no idea where to start, or you feel like you're a financial mess, because I've been there, where I felt like a financial failure, or you're starting from zero, I've created a financial reset to help you start from scratch to rewrite your financial blueprint and financial security and stability for your future. So I will share the link to that. And remember, my friends, it is never too late to begin again. It is never too late to take the power back into your own hands and build the life that you deserve. And if you got value from this video, be sure to press like and subscribe, and come back as I share wisdom and knowledge and tips on rebuilding your life after loss, after divorce, and even a cancer diagnosis. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. And Jesus loves you.